Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Thursday, early afternoon, evening, wherever you may be, okay? I feel great. Let me just start out by saying today will be a research show. We're going to be playing some videos, combing through some of the trending topics, and some of this content is a little disturbing with regards to Susan Smith, who you may or may not be familiar with, a white woman who killed her two kids. Oh, she was convicted back 30 years ago in South Carolina. I'm going to play the video footage with regards to her parole being denied, okay? Anyway, I feel good, as I said, so I want to chop this up. And a little bit later, I'm going to bring on Sunday. Sunday has been calling into the show from time to time, and she cammed up yesterday. So I had an idea to put her on Front Street, and she said she's with it. So we're going to have a discussion a little bit later. Should young men pursue older women? I don't know what her views are, and I want her views to be fresh to me, all right? I think they should pursue them. I know, there's quite a bit of dating going on, but it's not necessarily promoted and put out there, for the public to see. But I think this may be the right time for younger men to look elsewhere other than the thoughts, the 304s that are so, just out here catching people for check babies, lining guys up, robbing them, tearing their lives apart before they even get to grow and manifest by way of child support. So coming up a little later, okay? Now let's get started with Jussie Smollett, his conviction from 2019, the attack on himself, which now we may have to be careful what we say because I'm sure he's broke, all right? But the conviction has been overturned, so we don't know who attacked him, even though his two former bone smuggling buddies say that he paid them. Where does that leave the whole story now? Can Jussie say, well, it was a little white baby on the side of the road, on the side of the road in a dirty pamper? I don't know, I'm being silly. Most of us think that he's a liar, and a loser. But hey, it's been overturned by the Illinois Supreme Court. Hold on a second, got the information right here. Some type of technicality. Man, the highest court found that a special prosecutor should not have been allowed to intervene after the Cook County State's attorney initially dropped the charges against Smollett in exchange for him forfeiting his $10,000 bond and conducting community service. I don't know. I want to play the video, as I just said. I want to talk about it. I just think that, this is not a good look nationwide because here we are rewarding bad behavior. Clearly something went down, something happened, but I guess that was for the initial prosecutor to do. And if I remember correctly, pardon me, Kim Cook was friends with, was it Michelle Obama or somebody? And that's where he started getting the whole the leniency with regards to the charges and the noose that was. Somebody help me out. Wasn't the noose around his neck? And when he went back to the apartment, the police came and he still had the noose around his neck. So he took it to the extreme. He's conducting an interview with them with the noose around his neck. All right. Also, guys, we're going to talk about the return of Squirrel Party, my other YouTube channel. We're putting the Christmas lights up this weekend, okay? All right, let me get to the video footage. I want to check everything out here. Okay. Jussie, a.k.a. Juicy. Oh, and you know what? I have to ask you guys, are we being too hard on Denzel Washington? Are we being too hard on Denzel Washington? And I remembered, by way of this whole Jussie Smollett story, when it first came out, I said he was probably cruising for some action. Now, that's an old gay term and thing that, those people were doing in the 70s and the 80s, cruising late at night. And Al Pacino, right, a.k.a. Michael Corleone from the Godfather series and Scarface, he played a cop who was cruising. 1980. Al Pacino played, again, he was in these gay bars. And at the end, if I remember correctly, he wanted to indulge in the lifestyle just a little deeper, pause. But so Denzel Washington has only spoke about, taking the pipe or being a pitcher. I don't know. But are we being too hard on Denzel Washington? Because, again, Al Pacino did cruising in 1980. Okay. All right. Let me get to the video footage here. Let me remember how to do this. Let me go to the phones early. Good afternoon. We're doing research. Please watch the language. 215, you're my first caller. Are you there? Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I always watch the language.
How are you, man?
All right, so this is the thing with Jussie Smollett.
Yeah.
He actually, the reason why it was overturned, and it says it's not because of the evidence, it's not because he wasn't telling the truth, it's not because he was found to be innocent. He was overturned because
a technicality.
He already served.
A technicality.
Not technicality. He already was convicted and served his time. He gave up. He paid a $10,000 fine.
Okay.
And he did community service, and that was the deal that he fulfilled.
Right.
Because he wanted to go back on the media, and he wanted to continue to portray that he was telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to re-prosecute him, and that was vindictive. It was like, okay,
right,
if you don't want to admit that you're lying, we're going to charge you again. But they couldn't charge him again because they already charged him.
Yeah.
He already paid his community service. He already did his community service.
Right.
He already paid his fine.
Yeah.
So, as far as my man Denzel.
Well, hang on a second, sir. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm looking at a few sources here. Outkick.com in particular, they're saying overturn on technicality. So either way, it has been tossed by the Supreme Court, as you just stated. And any personal thoughts about, this type of hoax? This was a hoax. I don't care what he says. His buddies, former friends, partners in crime, they laid out the whole details of the hoax. Hoax, yeah?
I mean, yeah, it was definitely a hoax, without a doubt. At the same time, if he entered a plea deal and they agreed to a plea deal and he fulfilled he fulfilled what he had to do,
yeah,
y'all gotta let it go.
Okay.
I mean, he want to come out and he want to continue to lie. That's on him to continue to lie. They made a deal. They have to stick with that deal. You can't recharge somebody because they, for instance, let's say that, No,
I got you. I just want to know if, the masses will move on. Listen, I've ran scams with bitches. I've had girls running the back door, 3-card Monty, lining old niggas up in the movie theater, cutting their pockets and all sorts of stuff. But, I've grown.
Okay.
I've grown. They've become mothers and, maybe righteous women. I don't know. But I mean, do we move on? Jussie Smollett, as you said, paid his debt to society. Get over it. Yes? No?
Right. Get over it. He paid his $10,000, did his community service.
Yeah.
That's it. Again, on to my man Denzel. Yeah, we're going too hard on Denzel.
Okay.
Denzel is an actor.
Yeah.
Denzel is an entertainer. Denzel should not be upheld to a standard of masculinity that we should try to emulate,
right,
because he is an actor.
Yeah.
He is an entertainer.
Former dope head.
Man,
he admitted to shooting Skag. He admitted it.
Yeah. But again, he's an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Look toward that brother that takes care of his children every day, that goes to work every day,
right,
that makes the sacrifices to take care of his family, that tries to live a virtuous existence.
Right.
Look towards him to be the standard of masculinity. if he kissed a man, and the director did say that scene didn't happen.
Yeah.
He said that Denzel was okay. So, but let's say he did kiss a man, right?
Well, no, hang on a second. I don't want to focus too much on Denzel. I want to, point to Al Pacino. I don't know how old you are or if you are familiar or not, but he did a film called Cruising, 1980. You ever heard of that? Al Pacino.
I heard of it, but I haven't seen it. But I have heard of it. I've seen it on streaming sites.
He also did a classic film called Dog Day Afternoon. I forget what year that was, maybe 73, 75. And his gay lover was trying to get a sex change, and he
right. He was a transsexual, right?
Well. Technically, the nigga had not transformed.
That was the movie, right? No, that was the movie.
He was robbing the bank to get the money so the nigga could get the surgery. so
right.
But Dog Day Afternoon. But my point is, white people didn't say, "Oh, cancel Al Pacino." Here we are, including me, talking, "Yo, get Denzel out of here." Are we being hypocrites?
We're being hypocrites because we don't want to look toward the people in our community. We don't have that. We don't want to acknowledge the examples of masculinity that we see every day.
Yeah.
We have to look toward entertainers and athletes and people we can't touch to be the avatars of masculinity, as opposed to looking toward the avatars of masculinity that we see every day.
Yeah. Let me jump in for a second, sir. Dog Day Afternoon, 1975. Yeah, Al Pacino, man. Scarface. Go ahead.
And again, though, Denzel played in Training Day. He was going to ride past the character in Training Day. He was going to ride past the young woman getting raped in the alley by a junkie. What's worse, kissing a man or allowing a young woman to get raped in the alley by a junkie?
Are you asking me?
Well, asking you and also the people.
Kissing a man, sir.
Just making a point.
Kissing. Because hang on now, you don't know if the female was. Hold on. You don't know if she beat the trick out of money and she owed him some snatch. We don't know. So a lot of times you got to step back, mind your business. But go ahead.
I would think you go on that one. I don't know. I say, listen, you see a woman getting SA in the alley.
But you don't know. Transpired.
And you right. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. Salute. Thank you. Okay. All right. I appreciate that man's call. Folks, we're talking about Jussie Smollett, aka Juicy. Okay. All right. Should young men pursue older women? I had some thoughts, and when you and I spoke earlier, I said you don't have to tell me yours. I want to hear what you think. Just to add some context to the discussion. A lot of younger guys are getting caught. Entertainers, athletes, and they're getting these huge contracts, and that's a good thing. But it just seems that the formula is that they always have somebody there with them who is just like cheering them on, and then within less than 5 years, they're in divorce. They're getting torn apart financially. IRS is involved. So I just think that pursuing older women would actually be better. And we have a lot of older women in this country who are now on social media. And, I think they're more agreeable women as they get older, especially if they're with child or with children. It might be a better fit or a better union. What say you?
I completely disagree.
Come on.
The lady that, can I say her name, the famous groupie lady that we're referencing, the 39-year-old that has a 21-year-old baby daddy? Can I say her name?
I was just talking in general, but if you have a source, give me.
Yeah, so Drea Michelle is 39, and
Okay.
her baby daddy is 21, and he just
Okay.
signed a multi-million-dollar contract with with his sports team, and I completely disagree with that.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to end up single. She's going to end up left with a baby. And I think women walk into those situations knowing that they're okay with that because the child support is going to be so huge. They don't care if the man's there or not. So they do all that they can to keep him just so the baby's born. And then after that, whatever happens, they don't care. That's what I really think is the game plan of a lifestyle gold digger, which I think she is. And so,
Okay.
me being 35, I would never date a younger guy. I would never date a guy my age. Never. And I think that a wise woman knows to date someone who is older, but not just a couple of years. It has to be a significant age gap. That
Okay.
is what would kind of guarantee longevity if you choose the right guy. So if a guy is, I'm just going to throw a
Well,
number
hang
out
on,
there.
if I can jump in here because
Mhm.
she wasn't the focus of this particular topic, but I'll do a little research. Drea Michelle, she's from Basketball Wives,
Yes.
and
Yep.
what's the guy's name you mentioned?
I have to look it up. Let me see.
Are they married or engaged?
Neither. Well, you know what? They might be engaged. Yeah, they're engaged, I believe. Let
Let's
me
take
see
our
who her
time.
baby daddy is.
Guys, this is Sunday on the screen with me. She's a supporter and a caller to the show, and I asked her to join this particular conversation. Let me look in the live chat. Maybe they have the name of this person.
His name is Jalen Green,
Oh, Jalen. I know Jalen Green. Okay.
and he signed a $106 million contract. And so
Okay.
she knows how to pick him, but money aside, right? Because not every woman is driven by money. Money aside, that is not going to last. She is old enough to be his mother. In fact, her son is the same age as him.
I'm listening.
I don't think that's a good recipe for longevity. And the problem with women who are beautiful but aging is that they don't think about 50, 60, 70 because you're not going to be as cute anymore. And you won't just be able to bag an athlete like that. And so she's signing herself up to be used goods to where she'll be alone. And the reason why I think that's relevant to the discussion is because women should not do what she's doing. If you're
Okay.
okay with being a gold digger, you're okay with just having money in your account, sure. But if you're looking for an actual husband that's not going to leave, that's not what you do. I do believe that a man should seek half his age plus 7. So if
Okay.
he's 70, right, 35 plus 7, that would be 42. So that's what I believe. So if he's 60, it should be 30 plus 7. So
Okay.
37 is the ideal age gap.
If I can
And
jump
it,
in,
mhm,
if I can
mhm.
jump in. Okay, so I don't know the relationship between Drea Michelle and Jalen Green. If you do, please, tell us.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know if
she
they're
has.
just smashing. Hang on, they're just smashing, headed for the altar. I'm talking about in general because it's very well known, or most people would say. I don't know if it's a scientific fact that females mature faster than males. So I'm just saying, on a broad scale, seek out an older woman who knows you're not going to be the only one. Okay, don't worry about who's in my phone, but at the same time, they're benefiting. A woman who is more worldly. Maybe she's traveled. She's not. You're not going to get a Birkin bag. You're not going to get red bottoms. But we're going to hang out, and more so, she can help that younger guy develop, as opposed to the younger guy aspiring to just be with some arm candy. Now, with regards to older guys, I don't want to talk about older guys who should be with younger females. That's a totally different conversation. I'm just
Mhm.
talking about younger men coming up, maybe not even successful. I don't know this guy's full pedigree, Jalen Green, but just younger guys coming up. You're saying no, don't pursue older women.
No, the reason why is because even myself at 35, younger guys harass me all the time, trying to,
Okay.
take me out, offer me things. And it's so cringe when they do because all they can do is use you as an older woman. Like all that stuff that you're talking about that an older woman can offer them,
Right.
that's absolutely true. But they're going to get tired of that and move on to the next thing. And then
Yeah.
eventually
Yeah.
it's kind of like that Benjamin Button effect where one person is going this way and that way, but you meet in the middle, right? So a 40-year-old woman can
Yeah.
still look good to a 21-year-old, but then you're going like this, and then it just you're basically eventually gonna not have attraction for your older woman partner. And look at Demi Moore. Demi Moore was with Ashton Kutcher and he left her
Right.
for a younger woman. And I think Demi Moore is smoking hot. She's definitely my celebrity crush.
She used
She's
to be.
gorgeous.
She used to be.
No, today at 60 something, she's smoking hot. But
Can I
he
jump in?
went
Can,
for
can, can I jump in?
yeah.
Can I jump in? I saw a recent film that she's in. Some
The
type of alien or
Substance.
something crawls out of her back, and she's lying on the bathroom floor,
Mhm.
butt naked. No, she's not smoking hot anymore. You can see the wrinkles. You can see, the aging. She was smoking hot, but hang on a second. I'm appreciating what you're saying, but with that understanding that you're not going to be a dime in 10, 15 years. This is just possibly a business move. You help me, I help you. You're talking about marriage. I've said nothing about marriage.
Okay. Well, I just
We're
meant
just,
like
we're just hanging out.
longevity. There's no
What's that?
prospects for longevity, and women should be more longevity focused instead of just going for like quick flings. That's what
Okay.
increases your body count. That's what lowers your sexual marketplace value.
Okay.
You're going to end up damaged goods eventually. There are so many young studs that would love an older woman for all the reasons that you mentioned, but a woman has to have discernment to say no. Just because they want you doesn't mean that you should let them use you up for whatever you have to offer,
Okay.
because they have nothing to give you back other than a stiffy. That is not worth a woman's time. That's all they can do is put you in, blow out your back
Folks,
3-4
hang
times
on,
a
hang
day.
on. Folks, I'm talking to Sunday. You can join the conversation. If anybody wants to cam up, we can put you on the screen. Let me find the cam up email information. Pow, there you go. The hater1964 at yahoo.com. The only thing I ask is that you watch the language. It's too early to be doing an evening show, okay? But we're discussing, should younger men pursue older women? Are there any websites, Sunday? Can you look and see young men dating older women? See if there's a dating site that focuses on that. Can you do that while I take this call?
Mhm.
Okay. Sunday's hanging out, guys, and she has agreed to assist me with this particular topic. Area code 413. Can you hear me? 413.
Yo, Star was popping.
Hey.
Star was popping. Can you hear me?
Hey, who's this?
Panna.
Panna, how are you, man? Please watch the language, Panna.
Good, man.
Please watch the language.
Yeah, all day, man. All
Okay.
day. I got you.
Where do you want to chime in?
So I think definitely, man, young guys should definitely pursue older women. There's nothing like seasoned coochie. You know what I'm saying? So, and also with older women can, like you said, bring another element to the relationship than these current young women are doing. Like an older woman is more cultured. You got to get yourself the right older woman. You don't want an older mammy. If you're gonna get an older woman, make her be cultured, make her make six figures or less. And it doesn't even really have to be about the dollar, but just more about the good conversation and culture. These young women these days are only aspiring for likes.
Yeah.
That's their goal in 2024. That's their goal in 2024 and 2025. I always see these young women think they're so cultured because they travel to Miami, Houston, and LA. Get your bum butt out the country and see some different lands.
Hannah, let me jump in for a second. Let me just jump in and say this. A lot of these young girls are openly prostituting themselves. They want to be flued out. You got city girl trash and these other girls who are. It's very noisy in the background, Panna. It's very noisy. I can't.
Okay.
I can't let
Is it
you.
better now?
Yeah, I can't let you take the show
Is
off the
it-
rails. Yeah, a lot of these girls.
No, is it better?
Yeah, they look to their city girls and all these other females as role models, if you will, and that's why a lot of this dating today is trash. But good.
Yeah, like the like you said, the role models that are being displayed for these young women, and respectfully, look at what was displayed in the Democratic conventions with Kamala. Like the young, the message she was sending to the young women by having Meg the Stallion twerk and Glorilla and this and that. Come on, like you said, we should have had like a nice beautiful face middle-aged woman up there, like Erykah Badu or something. So somebody that has a little bit more culture. But that's not where we're at these days. We're all for the likes, and we're all for the quick dollar and easy monetization.
Yeah.
Culture. Get yourself an older woman, man. Older woman with culture and that can fry some good chicken.
All right, Panna, thank you, man. Have a great day. All right, Panna, tapping in. Any thoughts on what he just said Sunday?
I think that would be a one-sided relationship that would only benefit the male, the younger guy. It wouldn't benefit her. It really wouldn't, because they don't really know what they're signing up for. They think they're signing up for seasoned coochie, but do they know what happens when a woman goes through menopause? Do they know that causes personality changes and irritability? And it's like psycho, like what's that movie? I'm Gonna Get You Back, Sucker, where the woman is like a lunatic. Like, seriously, menopause is not to be played with, and they think everything's all fun for while she's menstruating, but when she gets into that transition, it is not a pretty show. It's not a pretty sight, and then the woman is left with the bag. She's holding the bag, and he's gone off to the next pretty thing. So it's very advantageous for the younger male, but that would be a one-sided relationship.
Can I say this? Can I ask you this? Are you putting too much emotion in this? Because I'm not talking about a long-term relationship. I'm not talking about a ring. There's no conversation here about a ring. And that's why hang on.
Yeah.
Key word is pursue. I'm just pursuing you. I'm not trying to wife you. I just want to hang out, and they're both going to benefit. As women get older, they still, if they haven't already, want somebody to hit that G spot, right? Rip it out the frame. And that's what you're going to get, mommy. You're going to get me blowing your back out. Your head's going to be banging against the headboard, but I'm not taking you shopping. Do we have an agreement? Now, I can say from experience, when I was in my teens, I met a couple of women like that, and they were cool with that arrangement. Are you putting too much emotion in this?
Well, I'll shift gears and I'll talk about just the sexual fun aspect.
Come on.
Younger men, and again, I'm 35, so I might have some room to say, because I'm at that point where I'm not a young woman.
I think you are.
Well, I mean, I'm not 25. I'm not 25. So I'm just saying, like, if I were to date a 21-year-old, I would be the cougar in the situation, right? And so, like, for me, younger men are terrible in bed. I don't think they're good in bed. And that's why I advocate for something other than that, because, like, just because they're hard and fast doesn't mean that they're hitting the right spots. It doesn't mean that they know what they're doing. And so some older women have the patience to teach them how to make love to them. But I don't think that that's attractive, because then how can I respect or like submit to a man that I have to teach and train? It feels kind of creepy. That's like, they're like a lot of younger men. They finish too fast, or they don't know what they're doing.
And so do the older men. Hang on a second. Can I bring somebody else in? Let's see if we can flush this out here. Peace. King Simon, is that you, sir? Area code 347. King Simon.
Greetings, sir. Greetings. What's going on with you on Sunday?
Greetings, man. Good to hear from you. Thank you for your support yesterday. I didn't mean to put you on blast, man, but
okay. Yeah, you say I was simping. I just said I like Sunday. I didn't say I was simping.
Thank you.
Why are you doing that?
Okay. All right. So listen, man, you see the topics: Jussie Smollett conviction overturned by the Supreme Court in Illinois, or the showrunner. I'm asking the question, should young men pursue, keyword pursue, older women for whatever? I mean, not necessarily marriage, but just for some type of education, maybe a place to crash. I think this is a good thing. I would rather see young men today pursue older women rather than these nasty city girl types.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Star, first and foremost, when I was 18, older woman pursued me. And, I was in Islam at that time.
Okay.
And she was like 29 years old. Remember, Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon him, he was married to Khadijah, who was 25 years old. So she used that into pursuing me and told me, because I was 18, I was in Islam, she was in Islam, she was 29 years old. And I learned a lot from her. I learned a lot of good things. Although we didn't get married or anything, I did learn a lot from her. But would I do it again? Not at this age. I rather people a little younger than I am. Like she was talking about that 7 year, half your age, 7 and plus 7. Yes, I would do it just like that now. But back in those days, I did learn a lot, and I want to big her up. She's from the Bronx. I mean, no big ups. No big ups.
Please don't say her name. But now listen, King Simon, let's stay in the younger frame of mind. Never mind where you are now and where I am now. Okay. No, I don't need to hang out with a woman in her 60s or even past 50, because I don't want to hear your horror stories. I don't want to deal with your baggage. But when you were younger, you said you learned from an older woman what not to do, right?
Yeah. You learn what not to do, what to do to slow it down, speed it up, take you around, I was taken to different places, ate at different places, learned some culture, like the other guy before that was saying. I did learn some, although he wasn't pursuing for marriage. It was really a good time. Yeah. 18 years. Yes, that was good. It was good. I had to admit that. From that time, I wasn't pursuing marriage.
Your phone is going in and out, King Simon. Do you want a headset? It sounds kind of muffled. Can you make the adjustments?
Hold on one second.
I do want to ask you.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, there you go.
Can you hear me better?
Yes. I do want to ask you about Jussie Smollett, conviction overturned by the Supreme Court. Any thoughts on that?
I didn't look. I'm not into Juicy Smollett and his madness. I leave that alone. I'm good. I'm fine. Okay. So, thank you very much.
Great to talk to you, man.
But all right, Sunday. Big up to you. Respect to you, Sunday.
Thank you.
All right, Sunday. I have to figure out this screen. I forgot how to get your Cash App information. Maybe I'll just put your Cash App at the top of the live chat. Vicky, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Vicky says, yes, they should. Young men learn from women. I was 17, if I can just focus on myself for a second, and an older woman in New York City, uptown Manhattan to be exact. And Coochie was fire. And she didn't want that much. She just said, hey, when you come over here, bring a bag of groceries. Don't just come over here and pound me out. That's nice.
Smart woman.
And, so we had that understanding. I'm not trying to wife her. No, we're not going downtown shopping at Bloomingdale's and stuff like that. So it was, I benefited from the relationship is what I'm trying to say. Hold on a second. Sunday, let me go to area code 334. Good afternoon. This is a research edition. Are you there? 334.
What up, Star?
Hey, man. Please watch the language. That's the main thing, okay? Watch the language.
No doubt.
Where do you want to start, sir?
Well, I mean, man, I hear you guys' topic, man, in all due respect, man. I mean, I'm a 27-year-old cat, and I wouldn't pursue Sonny. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. But a lot of times, I mean, I'm 27, and when I first got out of school and I first started, like, dating women, man, like, as soon as, when you're dealing with an older woman, as soon as, because you're growing as a young 20-year-old something else, so as soon as you do something or you have an argument, she hits you with the little boy. And then, see, that's why, but then the whole objective, of you even dealing with this older woman was to smash anyway. So where does the little boy come from? So the disrespect, and 9 times out of 10, most of them by 30 something, they got kids anyway. So, how can you disrespect me on one, but then you have kids
And then on the other hand, I'm a little boy, so it's just I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
Okay, now hold on one second. Just hear me out. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. Okay, so she may get slick with the mouth if you're dating a woman 40 plus. You said you're 27?
Yeah.
Okay, 40 plus. But now, do you think that would be something you could deal with as opposed to getting a 23-year-old woman pregnant, right? You get her pregnant, and then hang on, sir, hang on a second. And you were getting a little boy from the older woman, but from the younger girl, she's calling you out your name, right? The young girls are quick to call you out your name. And if she's got your baby, you got to eat that, right or wrong?
I mean, slightly, but it's more worth it.
Sir,
it's more worth it.
It's more worth
it depends.
It's worth it.
I mean, that's if you. That's if you're dumb enough to get her pregnant, Star.
Come on. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Let me put it like this, Star. My pops, man, is an ex-con, ex-felon.
Right. He
did a whole bunch of time in the corrections. So I got a brother with a white mama. I got a brother with a sister that's, so when you got all these different siblings, one white, one, another one by a different woman, my pops he was kind of like a womanizer. So a lot of him rubbed off on me. So when you say about young and, if depending on the type of guy, most young women in their 20s, their mind is more easy. See, I can't tell Sonny anything. But a girl my age, I can tell her to do almost anything depending on how much she like me, and she'll go for it.
Okay.
So kid or no kid, she gonna do whatever I tell her to do.
Okay, so you would rather deal with a young woman having your baby, calling you out your name every day, all day, rather than an older woman calling you a little boy once every 3 weeks. You get into a little back and forth. You'd rather go with the young girl.
I mean, yeah, but just with no kids.
Okay. Sunday, any comments on what this young man is saying? And I say young man respectfully, sir. Sunday, jump in there. Come on.
I agree with him. I do. And to play devil's advocate on the whole dynamic of a woman that's older dating a younger guy, one of the perks is that they have more life. They have more vitality. They're more likely to be optimistic. They're more likely to be enthusiastic about new experiences. So I do see that there are some benefits for older women to date a younger guy because they're not jaded yet, right? So just on like an emotional level, we're having more fun. You can go out and have more, spontaneous adventures. Whereas an older person, I think, tends to be a little bit more jaded. They tend to be more homey. They tend to not want to do things. So I do see why a woman would, outside of the bedroom, benefit from dating a younger guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to let you land your plane. I appreciate you calling in. You have the final word. Go ahead, sir.
Look, man, I think women of all ages, man, whether you're 65 or 26, I just feel like this, man. I mean, I think it represents a lot of a man. If you can fit that woman into your mold, if you can fit her into your plan, if Sonny is going to give me indoors that I can't get in, she's a go. But if the girl who's...
So are you saying Sunny or Sunday? The woman on the screen is Sunday, not Sunny. Who are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Sunday. I'm sorry. I apologize. My bad, son. My bad. I'm from my Cali, man. I slur words a little bit.
It's
my
all
bad.
Good. It's all good. Go ahead.
But I mean, it's just about if you can fit into my mold. If you can help me get done what I'm trying to do, I don't care how old you are. I just need you to listen.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
All right, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right, guys, we're having a discussion here. Should young men pursue older women? Okay. Sunday, can you Google? You got your laptop there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is her name? Bernice. She's like some type of, she's always on the Shade Room. She's like in her 40s.
Vixen.
What's
She's
that?
a grandmother. Yeah.
She's a grandmother.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I unsubscribed from the Shade Room because I just got tired of seeing her fat ass, on Mondays. I'm scrolling through my goddamn timeline. I'm like, why are they showing me a fat black ass on a Monday on the Shade Room? It's like religiously. But anyway, she's dating some younger guy, or did she get married? Let me look in the live chat. Look at all that simping up in the live chat. She's dating somebody, right?
Well, I know she's not married. She is definitely a cougar. She goes way down in age. She at one point had a relationship publicly with Young Ma, which is, a
But she's
woman.
dating somebody now, some basketball player. That's what I need to know. Hold on a second. Okay, here's my alleged son, or one of my alleged sons. Let me just respond to him. He's a great guy. He does send me scroller. Batty, good to hear from you, man. Batty, how old are you? I forget. See, I have kids. How old are you now? Oh my God, I got a son down in Tampa, Florida. He is just out of control. What'd you find Sunday?
So
Bernice.
It looks like she has a new boyfriend, but it's not an engagement and it's not a marriage. She's
What's his name?
dating, let me see. So her full name is Bernice Burgos.
Right? Sounds right.
Yeah, let me see her
Who's she
actual.
dating? She's dating a basketball player. Yes, they're in the live chat saying she's roughly 42, 43. I thought she was older. Guys, who is she dating? He's getting money.
It says Jaylen Brown. So Jaylen Brown is a NBA player,
Okay.
and about a year they've had this relationship. Jaylen Brown is 26 years old and she's 40 plus.
Damn.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know about this. I just
Listen, I want you to stand firm on your position and your beliefs. That's what makes a good, healthy conversation. Okay. She's dating Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, but that's over, they're saying.
well,
And you see,
yeah.
hang on. Maybe it was, agreed upon. Listen, we're not going to the altar. There's no need to get in your feelings, when this comes to an end. But let's hang out, Ma. Let's have some fun. I'm sure she takes naps. I love a woman who needs to just power down. Don't bother me for a while because I take naps. Do you know her background, this woman, Bernice, Sunday?
I know a little bit about her. So she's 44 years old. I know that she's an Instagram model. She's had her entire body done, implants, BBL, mommy makeover. She's a grandmother. I know that she's bisexual because she was in a public relationship with Young Ma, which is a female lesbian rapper. I love Young Ma. So
Young
she
M.A.?
seems
Young
Young
M.A.?
M.A. Right, Young M.A. And she seems to hop around with young people because Young M.A. is also in her 20s. And so this individual that she was dating was in their 20s. So she seems to be going for under 30, like 30 and below.
Wow.
Me personally, when I look at her, yeah, she's a really attractive woman, but she's not like real. Like I feel like she's really plastic. And whoever dates her, sometimes it's for publicity because she's such a known like Instagram model. It levels him up to be associated with her. And I think a lot of relationships tend to be like that, where he's getting a benefit socially off of being seen with her.
I have no problem with anything that you've just said. I don't have to clown her and say she's old and damaged goods. No, she's got seasoned coochie. She may have a couple of gray hairs around the vaginal area, but hey, she's not going to take me to the goddamn cleaners. Some of these young females that are on social media, oh my goodness, Tyrese is getting killed in what is it, child support court? Neo. What's that? Oh, the producer. He produced guys. What is it? Is it DJ Mustard? He's getting killed in child support court. Hold on a second. Let me bring in a couple of callers here. Area code 260. We're having a discussion. Please watch the language. Are you there? 260.
Hey, Star. Hey, Sunday.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi.
I'm great. Who's this?
This is Ray.
Hey, Ray.
Okay.
So let's take social media and all of that out of the conversation, and let's just talk about older, younger, just the regular people, because I'm 45.
Okay.
My lover is 31. He's an excellent lover.
You
There's
go,
no
girl. You go, girl.
I don't have a slick mouth. We enjoy each other's company. We're respectful to each other.
Right.
He sets the ambiance, candles lit, soft music playing. We have nothing to argue about.
Right.
And in fact, he likes me because I'm not young. I'm what you call seasoned coochie.
Yeah.
And I don't have all of the fake nails, the fake hair.
Mm-hmm.
When I wake up and go to sleep, I look the same.
Right. Right.
You know, so I'm standing my ground on the fact that when I was younger, I liked older men because of the maturity level. But you got to think 18, 19.
Right.
But now that I'm 45, I wouldn't dare. And those are the men that always hit on me. This 31-year-old lover, we met on a dating app.
Okay.
We hit it off instantly, and we've been going strong for a year. There is no expectation of anything other than at this point spending time when we have with each other. And that's it. And it is lovely. And when Sunday was talking about teaching a man, that might be the case. But in this case, any younger man that I've dated, I've not had to teach a thing as far as knowing how to please me and ejaculating too quick. That I've experienced that more with older men when I was younger. So no.
If I can jump in, if I can jump in, I may not agree with her politics, Whoopi Goldberg, but I love me some Whoopi Goldberg, and she was recently talking to Don Lemon, I think. And she says she likes hit and runs, come on over. But after we finish, you need to leave. Whoopi Goldberg. And she's got I think she's a grandmother, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. Good. Or Sunday, do you want to chime in? I'm in no rush. We can flush this conversation out. Sunday, you want to respond to what the caller's saying?
I don't know the caller. I'm not hitting on you, but you sound very beautiful. Just want to put that out there. So he's a lucky guy. But for me, like, I would never date a 31-year-old. I'm 35, but to me, it's like, because of the maturity difference, I would feel like he's like a child. But if he makes you happy and he's doing you right, then you're a lucky woman. Definitely.
So Sunday, you've never looked at a 21-year-old and said, he's hot, a smash out might be nice, and then he could go his way and I go mine. You never looked at an 18-year-old like that?
No, 18-year-olds look like children to me, but somebody that's younger, yeah, I might think like a celebrity is attractive that happens to be young, but am I going to pursue them? No. And I know they want me, I just don't want them.
Okay.
Caller,
back to you. I'll let you land your plane, caller.
Okay. After a certain age, men's stamina diminishes. So when you're talking about the 70-year-old and then half plus 7, I'm in my prime when it comes to stamina. To each his own. And I always, since I've been 30 plus, looked at younger men. That's just what I'm attracted to. The gentleman that I spend my time with is well spoken. I can't say that he acts like a 31-year-old. He acts mature for his age. We have no issues. There's not even a reason for us to have an argument or for us to dispute anything. And we had the conversation in the beginning, at which point I get tired of you and you get tired of me. We will have that conversation and we will go our separate ways. We make that clear on day one, both of us. And so there's no conflict of interest. But I can't say that that's always the case when it's just all about, I guess, how you go into a situation. And this situation has proved to be, honestly, one of the best situations that I've had in my life.
You go, girl. You go, girl. you see, I can be objective. I can be objective and just, let someone land their plane. Thank you, Dolan. Have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, and I just want to say one of the smashes me out like you wouldn't believe
There
Sunday.
You go. There you go.
Sorry.
All right. Take care. Bye now.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Well,
Sunday, back to you. We're discussing Jussie Smollett's conviction overturned. Folks, this is a research show, and Sunday is assisting me with the discussion. Should young men pursue older women? Sunday, you have the floor.
I just wanted to tag on to what the last caller said. I think her situation is fantastic. But for me, my plumbing doesn't work down there if the guy's young. It's dry like Sahara Desert. And that's how I knew to stop going that direction. Yeah. And I was like, I dated somebody who was like maybe like 2 or 3 years younger than me. And that was a very short couple of months. But I was dry every single time. And I'm being transparent here. And I was like, whoa, what's the deal here? And then so I got rid of him, started dating my type, and there was no plumbing issue. It's definitely because I wasn't stimulated by this younger guy.
Hang on. If I can jump in, I don't want to cut you off from finishing your point, but we are having a discussion here. And I don't know what you're in pursuit of, but are you in seek of a sugar daddy instead of a younger man who can, rip it out the frame? Some women are looking for an older man, who it moves at a slower pace, and she can move, shake, and pop as she sees fit without having to answer to a man. Might you be that type?
10 years ago, yes, but not anymore. At 35, I don't need a sugar daddy. I have my own money. And so what I look for in trying to get an older man is just the allure that they have at being dapper, experienced. They have a certain way about them. They're worldly. I mean, I can go on and on about why they're so attractive to me, but it has nothing to do with money. No, I have my own money.
Okay.
But
hold on a second, guys. We're taking
that earlier.
Okay. We're taking a few calls. So let me go to area code 860. Good afternoon. We're having a healthy discussion here. Please watch the language. Are you there? 860.
Yeah, I'm here. I mean, only thing an older woman can do is point me in the direction of a younger woman. Let's be totally honest. Okay. You get nothing out of her. I mean, she has a tremendous amount of miles. I mean, again, Star, let's be honest.
Well, sir, how old are you? Sir, how old are you?
I'm 50.
Yeah, no. So this conversation isn't for you, sir. I'm sorry. You're 50. Thank you, sir. Sheesh. A 50-year-old nigga here. Well, yeah, you would be looking for an 80-year-old in reality, okay? Wait a minute. I thought someone else. Skylar Saunders, is that you, sir, on a Thursday? Skylar.
Good evening, Sunday. Good evening, Star.
Hey, man.
Welcome to Troy Star Train.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Where do you want to start, Skylar?
Should young men pursue older women? Yes. Why? Because, well, let's define our terms. What the young man is 18 or older. To what age, sir?
I would say up until 30. Up until 30.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna go.
You're too old, Skylar. Scott, you're too old. You're too old.
I'm too old. I'm too old.
You're too old. You're too old.
Oh man.
Do you have any life experiences that you can reference with regards to dating older women?
Only in what you don't expect. I actually educated older women who I dated.
Okay.
Instead of the reverse. You usually think, older women be more erudite, more educated and things of that nature. I actually had to tell them, no, wait, hold on. She was from the islands, right? She had Jamaican, Trinidad, Tobago, and other islands in her family. And I had to tell her, no, Chi-Chi, man, that whole song is about going against homosexuals. She's like, no, it's about smoking weed. I was like, no, it's about going.
All right, Skylar, you're going someplace else. I want to stay on topic. Should young men pursue older women? Did you Did you smash the older woman? Did you have a relationship? How did this thing play out?
I did not smash the older women. No, I smashed a younger woman.
No.
A woman younger than myself.
No, sir. We're looking for men, or younger men who may want to pursue older women. But anything else you want to mention? You want to promote your platform? What's your latest video, sir?
Sure. My latest video just came out earlier today. I talked about Metro Boomin and Future, how they got the GQ magazine cover for the year. I disagree with it. I think Tyler, the Creator, should have got it. If he had come out earlier in the year, he probably would have got it. But they selected them because I guess they had the best impact, adjacent to all this Drake and Kendrick Lamar stuff.
So we want folks to go to your YouTube channel, and I appreciate you for calling, but you're too old, Skylar. You're too old.
I'm an old man. I tried to tell you, you were like, "Oh, you're a very young man." I'm like, "No, I'm old."
No, sir, you're old. Thank you, Skylar. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, let's get him out of here. It's a good guy. Sunday, can you look at the top of the live chat and see if I put please Cash App Sunday 2021 to join the conversation. Can you see that or no, Sunday?
No, I'm not able to see that. Mm-mm.
Are you looking at the live chat?
I can go through. Let me try something.
Go to YouTube.
Okay.
Go to YouTube. Because for some reason, I'm trying to get your Cash App on the screen. Mm-hmm. Okay, Deeds says it's there. Can you guys in the live chat, can you see Sunday's Cash App information at the top of the live chat? Give her a second. Sounds like you have an old HP laptop, Sunday. What's going on with you?
No, I have a MacBook
Old
Air.
Hewlett Packard.
No, I have a MacBook Air. It's just these AirPods were picking up the feedback. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you see your Cash App at the top of the live chat?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So, guys, you can support Sunday via Cash App. You can talk to her. Okay, she's helping me out today. Okay, hang on a second. I got somebody who wants to call in, but I do not want to do any back and forth. White Boy Rory, are you there, sir? White Boy Rory. Yo.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? Can you hear me? It's Sunday. Can you hear Rory?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, Sunday?
Okay.
Hey, Rory.
So I'm doing
Sunday. Why you look all bewildered? Why you all quiet?
Yesterday. You should have called yesterday.
You got nice lips. I give you that.
Called yesterday.
And you're like 4 shades whiter than you were black. That's a fact.
Okay, well, now hang on a second. Hang on, Sunday. Hold on. Okay, so Rory, we're discussing should young men pursue older women. I know you can stay on topic. Let's do that today. You guys can talk another day about anything else, and let's just please watch the language, Rory. Okay?
No, I'm cool with the language.
Okay.
But yesterday she was on the show yelling my name out a couple of times. That's okay, Star. You don't want to do that. You don't want me to get at your co-host.
Can we do that after we address the topic? I gotta stay on topic. You and Sunday can chat after we address the topic.
Sure.
What are your thoughts? Should young men pursue older women?
I just think with the Jussie thing, the Democrats, cleaning up the aisle too before they're up out of there. That's all they're doing. They're trying to get Jussie is all involved with the Chicago DNC.
Right.
You remember when he went through the trial.
Right.
Before they put him up on charges for what he did, the bogus stuff that he did. The DNC prosecutor, Lori Lightfoot, scary woman, scary looking woman, looking black woman,
former mayor.
Was protecting him, no charges, even though the city of Chicago spent over $180,000 investigating this phony crime, where he had a noose around his neck and MAGA Trump supporters supposedly try to X him out on the street, right before the last election. So I just think it's the DNC and the powers that be trying to clean up before Trump gets in.
Good point.
And he definitely gave a bag to somebody to get that conviction overturned, so it's not on his record. I don't think that helps him. I think the court of public opinion sees him as the fraud that he is.
Clearly,
you know?
Clearly. And that was a hoax, according to his two former friends. Yeah. Okay. So no thoughts on the showrunner. Should young men pursue older women, or do you just want to address Sunday, but we got to keep it clean? Got to keep it clean.
I hit the subtopic. I think they should, if it's for the bag. Yeah. You know, I think they should if it's for the bag. Definitely, man. If you get yourself an older woman that you click with and you vibe with, and she divorced her husband. She took him for a bunch of bread, and you might get in line to get his money and whatever. Maybe she has a pension or a business or something like that, and she's willing to pay to play. Enjoy yourself when you're young. Okay. Enjoy yourself when you're young before you commit, to marriage. I would agree with that 100%. At my age, I did that when I was young, but at my age, I had a Jewish girl from Roslyn, and she was like 10 years older than me. She had to pay for everything. I mean, her dad bought her a house when she was 21.
Yeah, pay like your way. Pay like your way.
That's it, At my age now, I wouldn't date somebody older. Maybe I would, like a year or two, but I wouldn't go no more than that. I'm gonna be 47 in December, so I wouldn't go past 48, 49.
Well, someone like yourself, you wouldn't have to. I'm not trying to put your business out there, but you have assets. You're a union man. You don't need an older woman. Nor do I. But okay, I appreciate.
Well, I did the union thing. I got 16, 17 years in the union. Now I own my own company, so I already have a pension from the union.
Right.
I'm not worried about that. I make more money now than I did when I worked with the union, but I think that a pension and all the benefits and stuff, I got more responsibility being a business owner.
Okay.
But,
okay. All right. Yeah. Do you want to address Sunday before you go? But let's keep it clean. Yeah, Sunday did have your name in her mouth yesterday.
Yeah, what's up, Ma? You look kind of you look kind of bug-eyed. I mean, I'm not gonna knock you. You're not a bad-looking woman. I'm not gonna dish you like that. I don't talk to women like that. You're not a bad-looking woman. You're easy on the eyes, But you got a demon inside of you, girl. That's the problem. You got a demon inside of you. I know when I see a woman that got a demon inside of her. The other day when I talked about, I never talk about religion. When I talk about my love for Jesus Christ. That triggered you. Nobody mentioned you, and you called up for the show, and you started getting, crazy on me, saying all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you a demonic mammy. You can't fool nobody. You look good, but you a demonic mammy. If you have an exorcism or something, you be more appealing to people. You know what I'm saying? But you got a demonic mammy. I mean, and to be honest with you, Sunday, I'm not trying to knock you, but you come on the show and you say things, and then a couple of shows later you backtrack and you're like, no, actually, I didn't say that. I said this. You clearly said that you was a call girl. You clearly said that you robbed older men. You clearly said that.
I never said I was a call girl.
That's something you said. You clearly said that you like white women. You clearly hold on, I'm talking. Hold on, man, I'm talking. You clearly said you like white women. And that you like to go down on white women. You said that was your preference. You like to eat out the white coochie. And that's the demon coming out in you. I can see the demon coming out in you when you're getting ready to eat the white woman coochie.
Okay.
You get down there, your eyes roll to the back of your head, and your head spins like that girl from The Exorcism, and you go 100 miles an hour on the white coochie. No.
Okay, Rory, let's let Sunday respond. Hang on, Rory. Let Sunday respond. Sunday, you have the floor. Okay, go ahead, Sunday.
Did the demon come out of you when you went raw into somebody's back door? The same gender, the man that you went into, did the demon come out of you when you did that? I'm just curious, because if I have a demon for being with women, which was it's been more than 10 years now, was there a demon in you when you had sex with that man?
I've never had sex with a man. You don't know me. The only time me and River talk was on the platform in front of everybody.
You admitted to it.
I mean, when you reject a woman, that's the first thing they do, especially a hood-looking Kamala Harris chick like you. That's the first thing they do, accuse you to be gay. It don't matter. You can accuse me of being gay. That's like accusing me of being Chinese. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. You know, you still on the white coochie.
Okay.
Over here with the white coochie.
All right, Rory, hold on. Okay, Sunday, I want you guys to finish up so we can get back to our topic. I mean, yesterday you had plenty of time to address Rory. He's calling in. He's not using profanity, so I'm letting him speak. But Rory, let Sunday respond, and then let's wrap this up quick. Sure. I'll give you the last word, Rory, but go ahead, Sunday.
I hope she stepped her harder.
Let us speak. Let us speak.
I really don't have anything to say to Rory. I think that he's, like he said, I'm backtracking. He's backtracked on the fact that he slept with a man wearing a wig. That does not change the fact that it was still a male. So Rory, you admitted to sleeping with a man. So you're just a hypocrite. And me going back and forth with you during that religious episode had everything to do with your hypocrisy and less to do about religion. That's all I have to say.
Okay. All right. Rory, you have the final word. Okay. She said she has nothing else to say, but I appreciate you keeping it clean. Go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Star. You know, like I said, I came up, when I've been on this show for a little while, nobody ever accused me of being a liar. I lay all my stuff out there. I never slept with a man. You know, when a hood-looking Kamala, you should know better. You're a hood-looking Kamala, you're a ghetto-looking Kamala Harris looking chick, and she just played with Trump and got, you know, and you saw what happened to her. So you playing with me, it's not going to work. Like I said, you need to get that exorcism, get that demon out of you. I know you can't control yourself around white coochie. I know you like a mammy in papados on the crab leg when the white coochie comes around. No. Get over here. No. That's you. You know what I'm saying? So just chill out and, you know, don't play with me. I won't play with you.
Okay.
Get that demon out of your body, girl. You don't get that demon out of your body. All and right. I like your Caesar line in the middle of your head. You got a whole Caesar line in the middle of your forehead. Who does that?
All right, Rory, can I get back to the show? We good? Are we good, Rory?
We good.
Okay, all right. Salute. Thank you. Peace.
It's a part. And
I appreciate the fact that he didn't use profanity. It's too early. Okay.
The last time I was with a woman was 15 years ago. So just putting that out there. It's been.
You don't have to explain to me, you know.
I'm not. I'm just putting it out there. It's been 15 years. So
well, I gave you a lot of time yesterday. You addressed him. So, Luke Caney, I see you on the line, sir. Sit tight. We're having a good discussion here with regards to should young men pursue older women? I say yes. I see social media as being so harmful in today's world. How about yourself, Sunday? Do you think it's an added bonus? What do you think? Social media and relationships.
I think social media is definitely harmful because there's too many options and there's too many opportunities for infidelity, and there's a lot of deception on social media as well. People misrepresenting themselves, misrepresenting their situations, and a lot of fraudulent behavior too, where people are stealing each other's photos and you don't really know who you're talking to. I think social media is problematic for sure. That the original concept behind Facebook decades ago was to only stay within your like known social group, and we've strayed from that to where we're connected with total strangers, and I don't think it helps anything. No.
Okay. Can I bring in Luke Caney? He spends Skrilla. He's on the line. And guys, we are going to get back and talk about Jussie Smollett and other topics. Area code 909. Luke Caney, good to hear from you, man. Thank you for your support as always. Luke Caney.
Star, what's going on?
Hey, man, it's a Thursday, early evening, talking with Sunday here about a few things. Should younger men pursue older women or Jussie Smollett's conviction overturned? What say you, Luke Caney?
Well, first off, let me say hello to Sunday. She's your co-host, I guess. So what's up, Sunday?
Hey, how you doing?
Real quick, so I'm good. Star. So I wanted to talk about the younger man thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Star. I'm 41.
Okay.
I'm 41. I wouldn't mind like 52, 53. You know what I'm saying? For like a good year and a half. Yeah. And I say that to say this. In the last few years, I actually dealt with a woman that was maybe, well, at first she kind of lied, but anyway, she's 8 years older than me.
Okay.
I learned a lot. I met her. I was 39, and I stopped dealing with her when I was right about almost 41. But anyways.
Now listen, Luke Caney, I gotta jump in. I appreciate you, man, but I'm talking about younger guys on the come up.
Yeah, but
hang on. You've been doing the damn thing. We've spoken before. I know you're moving, shaking, and popping. Your family got money back in the Congo. I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking about these younger guys today who are getting caught out there, and these girls are looking at them like they are licks.
Right.
And their sole intention is to get a check baby. Were you ever a young man and you know, in your teens, early 20s, and you had some seasoned coochie? That's the question, sir.
Yes. So I was about to bring it back.
Come on.
So I was speaking about my recent experience because it kind of confirmed everything I learned when I was in my 20s and early 30s dealing with older women, is that you can learn a lot from them, but you also have to be careful, in my point of view, because at some point they will show you that, hey, women are women, right? Regardless of the age, they are gonna be women. It's all about the state of mind and the respect that you guys can start with. The way you start is the way you're gonna finish. But you can learn a lot as far as understanding that the quietness of just being with somebody and not talking. Right? You can literally learn that every woman doesn't want you to always entertain her.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes she wants.
It's called a comfortable silence. A comfortable silence. That's very hard. That's very hard to achieve with just anybody. I discovered that decades ago, and it's one of the reasons why I'm happy. I don't need to be with someone all day, every day. I don't need to talk to you or text you every goddamn day. But when I see you, I appreciate you. I need you to finish up, Luke Caney, because again, I want to focus on these younger guys.
Yes, sir.
You know, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Last thing I want to say, like for the younger guys, it's also, at least it should, if you're dealing with the right older woman, it should help you stop being a simp, because you're really gonna discover why a woman might value.
Good point.
Your conversation, your energy, your companionship over anything financial that you may have to offer.
Yeah.
Now, if you have something financial to offer, you should offer it to her if she chooses to take it. But the dynamic you can build is really a dynamic of honesty, honor, and hopefully respect.
Okay.
But again, the way you start is the way you're gonna finish. Yeah. So learn from them.
Thank you, Luke Caney. Salute, man. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
We're cooking here Sunday. We're cooking on a Thursday early evening. Guys, there's the Zelle information on the screen if you do not have Cash App or PayPal and you want to support the machine, okay? And also Sunday's Cash App is at the top of the live chat. Did I spell everything right, Sunday, up there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to figure out how to get it on the screen here. I forgot how to do that. I've been using this split screen stuff years ago, and I just forgot. I'll work on it later. Let me also announce for those of you who do go to my Squirrel Party channel, I'm putting up the Christmas lights this weekend on Squirrel Party. Okay, I'll keep you posted. Let's get back to the phone lines here. Area code. I think somebody was tapping in from Where is that number at? Area code 470. You there? 470. Good evening.
Hi, sir. Yes, I'm here.
Hey,
Hi,
who's
Sunday.
this? Who's this?
Jade.
Hey, Jade. How? Jade? Jade?
Jade, like Jade.
Yeah. How are you, Jade? Nice to hear from you.
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. Where do you want to start?
So I wanted to talk about the younger women and, I'm sorry, younger men and older women thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good idea as long as the woman knows that it should remain like casual, like a situationship.
Right.
And I think I've done it before. I was 30 and he was 24. So that was a pretty large age gap, but it was fun. It was fun. We had a lot of fun. And I feel like women, when we're in our 30s, we don't feel middle-aged. So it's nice to be able to hang out with someone that also has like a lot of energy. So
Okay.
I recommend it. Just don't take it too seriously.
Okay. So you're older now. You said you were 30 and he was 24, right?
Yeah, I'm 35 now.
Okay. Are you in a committed relationship? I mean, I'm not a relationship expert or anything, but we're having a discussion. Are you in a committed relationship now?
Yes, I have a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Roughly the same age, older or younger?
He's a little older. He's 39.
Oh, okay. Does he feel a little jealous about the fact that you were getting your back blown out by a 24-year-old when you were 30? You didn't tell him.
I didn't give him the exact age, but I just said there was an age gap, so that's why it didn't work out.
Can he handle it? Can he handle it? If you told him the age?
I mean, he didn't have anything to say in response. I was negative, so I mean, we're good. So I don't think it was ever an issue.
Are you telling us the truth? Was he really 19 and you were 30? Keep it real.
I thought she said
I have no reason to lie.
Okay. Sunday, you want to respond? What do you think, Sunday?
I thought she said 24 and then she was 30. Is that not right?
He was 30 and he was 24. That's what she said. I wrote it down.
Okay. I think that's a really small age gap, but it does feel large because of where men are at that point in their life. I don't know that I would have explored that personally, but I feel like if you had fun, you had fun. You know, it doesn't always have to be so serious, right? A lot of the talk I said earlier was super serious. We're the same age. I'm 35 too. And so at this stage, we're looking for something more serious usually. But at 30, I mean, I feel like you're still wanting to have fun. So I think that's perfectly fine what you explored at that point.
Okay. What else do you want to add to this conversation, Jade? You're older now. You're in a committed relationship, you said?
Yes.
Are you headed toward the?
Are
you headed toward the altar?
I'm sorry?
Headed toward the altar? Not that you have to. I'm just asking.
I've thought about it. It's still a fairly new relationship, so we'll see.
You know, I'm not big on telling people they should be married. You know, once upon a time, you know, when people were buying homes and life was different, but, a lot of people are renting now. People can work, they can work anywhere mobily, and I just don't know the stats with regards to marriage, divorce. Do you think that there is a timeline for you? Is your quote unquote clock ticking?
There have been times I felt that way, but now I care a lot less. I just want to be happy. So, I mean, that's preferably with a man, but if I don't find the right person, which means a lot more to me, I'd rather just be alone.
You said a person. So are women possible in the equation, or did I misunderstand you?
No.
Okay. You're not a seafood platter eater. You're not a seafood platter eater.
No,
I tried it. It wasn't really my
thing. Hang on, Sunday. I'm talking. What'd you say, Jade? You say you tried it?
Eons ago. I'm not into it.
Okay.
I need some testosterone. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Sunday, you want
women are crazy.
You want to jump in there Sunday? What do you want to say?
She didn't say that no fast enough. She like really slurred it. I'm not too sure about you.
Sunday has Gator. Anyway. Well, hey, Jade, I appreciate the call. Anything you want to say about Justice Smollett's conviction being overturned, or do you not care? We also spoke about Susan Smith being denied parole, if you know who she is, or is that way before your time?
Before my time, and don't really care about Jesse either.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's whatever. But thank you for taking my call.
I appreciate the call. Bye now. Bye now. Okay. You thought you had a fur burger liquor on the line there, Sunday. That's what you thought?
Oh, I know one when I hear one.
A fellow fur burger liquor. Do they still say that, or is that old fur burger?
I mean, I don't know what they say. It's for me, I haven't, like I said, it's been 15 years, but like there's always new things that they say. And it, like, for me, I don't even keep up with it, to be honest. If I see someone who's attractive, then
okay,
take it from there.
Hold on a second, Royster. I got your donation. Star, I just saw Gladiator 2, and the movie was donkey-ish. LOL. And Sunday is an attractive woman. F what Rory says. He eats gangster of love. Yada yada. Okay, thank you, Royster. He also says, also as a over-the-road trucker driver, I have dated many different age women. I married an older woman that was 3 years older. 40 to 50 is my type. Okay, salute to you, man. Yeah, I'm not opposed to, dating older women. I live a certain life, and I don't mean to say things to be mean-spirited. But I don't want to deal with depression. I'm not big on cuddling. I hate that, when people are in the bed and they're like wrapped up like a pretzel. Get over on your side of the bed. And you find that a lot of women, as they get older, that's their thing. Hold me. I'm like, come on. But thank you for your donation. 1051 fam says Sunday logic, marry a nigga with 1 foot in the grave, inheritance, scam alert. Want to respond to that, Sunday? Are you trying to marry a guy with 1 foot in the grave?
I have my own money.
Okay.
If I found an older guy that was of status, I would not even think twice about signing a prenup. I don't need anybody's money. Older men sexually arouse me where young men don't. That's just what it comes down to. If I could be sexually aroused by a younger guy, I would date younger, but I'm not. I don't need anybody's money, so it's not true. And then again, like, y'all are not understanding the stories that I've shared was from when I was 23. I am 35, so I'm in a different place right now.
I don't think you have to keep explaining yourself just because
they keep
people
accusing me of being a sugar baby, gold digger.
Well, listen, you've got a couple of trolls who are always going to bring that up, but that doesn't mean that's the general consensus. Hey, what was the female's name who called in earlier? Do you remember? She said she had a great relationship with a younger guy. Do you remember her name?
I don't. She said she was 40, I think, and then the guy was like 31.
But she broke it down. It's not about any great expectations. I forgot her name. Anyway, Gem Star says I would let Sunday cool a bowl of soup for me any day of the week. Okay. And Dre at Grave Shift says Jussie Smollett will now make Brokeback Mountain 2 with Denzel Washington. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Hey, Stacy Glore, I got your donation via Cash App. Stacy says Sunday is a little something great content. Okay, thank you, Stacy Glore.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank
you. And Joe Pilot says Luke Caney eats curry monkey tail. Let's go to area code 438. Are you calling from Quebec? 438. Yes, no, maybe. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know there's a delay. You're calling from Canada. Yes, no. I can't let you.
Yeah. What's going on, Star?
Yes, sir. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Carlos.
Carlos, how are you, man? What's cracking?
I'm doing good.
I just need to make sure that you watch the language. That's the main concern, all right? Watch the language, sir.
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
Where do you want to start?
So let's start with this topic with the younger men dating older women. I mean, I think that's a good thing for sure. You know what I mean? Because when I dated an older woman, they gave me a lot of like knowledge, you know?
Yeah.
Taught me a lot. So it's like with these older women, it's like they refine you. They like give you a lot of game, you know?
Yes, continue. I'm listening. I agree.
And then every single time, like, there'll be like, she would show me when I was dealing with a younger woman, it was like a whole lot easier. I was giving them game. And then it made me like, it was easier for me to identify the type of woman I wanted because they were putting me up on so much game. So I loved it.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? And this, especially being with the way that they handle you and the conversations and everything. So, but that's only for a period of time because like the earlier caller said, it was like when you have like an understanding of the situation, like, hey, this is only going to be for a certain period of time. Or like, it's not no long-term thing, right?
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to Sunday, though. She's beautiful.
Right, sir, we don't do shout outs, but but you can hit her cash app. We don't do shout outs. Hit her cash app.
No, I'm gonna hit her cash app for sure.
Well, we'll do that. You know, she's there. You can look at her. I got her on Front Street, sir. She's about that.
Yeah, well, make sure you
Sir, I don't run messages, sir. Sir, hit her cash app. I don't run messages. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Just hit the cash app, nigga. Gonna talk through me. Two-Tone, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Is it Shani? Hey, Shani. I hope I said your name right, darling. Chanee. Very pretty picture. Thank you so much. Two-Tone got your donation. He says, good show. As always. Thank you, man. Salute. Guys, I'm coming to the phones. Hang on a second. Okay, I got Janet tapping. All that, you know, all right. Okay, Janet, I don't want to speak on your behalf. Janet says, all that's needed are raw eggs and a Guinness back. Hold on. Son, do you want to jump in there and any comments, anything else you want to add to this conversation? I'm in no rush. Do you have a certain time you have to go?
No. You had asked me to look up some dating sites for older women, and the top 6 that pulled up were like cougar sites. So Cougar Life, Cougar, Meet Cougar, Senior Match, older women dating, and Adult Friend Finder. And that's what showed up when I did a general search for like top sites for older women.
Okay.
I know that there's a huge market for it. I mean, like men are like really turned on by a mature woman to a certain point. Like I think mostly women in their 30s and 40s get a lot of play from young guys because they're sexy. They know how to dress. They put their makeup on better. They smell good. They take care of their hygiene. They have money. They have cars and houses. So yeah, I could totally see why a younger guy would want to be with a mature woman. Like that makes all the sense in the world. Instead of 2 people struggling together where maybe the younger girl lives with her parents still, she doesn't have anything. Why wouldn't a guy want to live in a mansion or be in a really huge house in a luxury vehicle and be like chauffeured around? A lot of women who live this cougar life, they amass a certain wealth that a younger woman does not have for reasons like similar to what Rory said, you know, like if they were married or otherwise, let's say they were just, you know, independently successful. There's a certain wealth that an older woman has. I think it usually starts at like 35 and up, and younger men are attracted to that. They don't want to struggle. They don't want to work 60 hours a week plus just to give their check over to some young girl that doesn't know how to flip it.
Let me jump in here for a second because when you and I spoke earlier, I gave you my position why I was going to even approach this topic. And I said to you, don't tell me your position. I want it to be fresh to my ears. Females, in my opinion, mature faster than males. And you have a lot of guys who if their mother or father didn't, prepare them for the future. And a lot of times they learn by way of trial and error, simping, getting caught out there, making babies, young, dumb, and full of cum. And then their lives can be destroyed. So based upon that, I say, it's a good thing that in today's day and time, they pursue older women. But again, not to necessarily get married, but I just truly believe that it should be more emphasis on older women who can help you. Maybe even, I think it's Luke Caney who said it, avoid being a simp. Avoid being a simp. Now, let me ask you before we go back to the phone lines, and I get some cash apps and other questions coming up. Are you annoyed by younger men who approach you? I know I don't want to put words in your mouth. Are you annoyed by young men who approach you, or bothered by them?
Well, so I went on a show a year ago, and I, advertised myself as looking for an older man to date.
Kendra G?
Yeah.
I like her. We work together. Go ahead.
And I got a lot of hate mail from young guys telling me how terrible I was for wanting someone older. And so I've gotten a lot of lashback from just my preference. They have this belief that the only reason why someone would want an older man is because they don't want to have sex. And that was a lot of the lashback that I got from these young guys, starting from like 25 and up. They were like, you just don't want to have sex. That's why you want an older man. And I'm like, that is so far from the truth. That has nothing to do with it. Younger guys, I feel, are a lot of work. You've got to do so much to prop them up. And I don't have the time or energy for that. I would much rather be with someone that can lead and knows where we're going, instead of having to do all of this, like having another child. And I don't speak for all women, but for me, I got a lot of hate mail. I was getting emails and messages from younger dudes telling me how awful I was and how I was a terrible person and all that stuff.
Hang on. Now, objectively speaking, did you go back and look at it? You on that show with Kendra G?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you look at yourself objectively? Maybe they saw something that you didn't see.
Well,
yourself, I mean, maybe they saw the way that you, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with how you present yourself, but maybe they saw you saying something, or and that you didn't notice that.
I'll tell you what triggered the younger guys, because I did look at the comments, and the consensus was I should be willing to pay 50-50. And the fact that I said I wanted a man who can pay 60% and I'll pay 40%, they immediately said I was a gold digger. They immediately said, she is not wife material. She's not willing to pay 50-50. And they were like, well, what makes her think that she doesn't have to pay her share? And so many young dudes, like that's what they think is appropriate in this young millennial Gen Z dating scene. They think that a woman should come in with half. And I absolutely, you will not get sex out of me if you think that we're going to do everything down the middle. That's not going to happen. And so, wait
a minute. Run that back. You will not get what out of me? What?
No man is getting sex out of me if he wants me to pay half of anything. That's not happening.
Stop right there. So you're admitting that you use sex as a weapon?
No, I don't. No, I just won't be turned on. No,
you just said that.
I don't believe in equality.
You just said that. So you will withhold sex.
I just
if he expects you. Hang on. If he expects you to pay 50-50, you will withhold sex. That's using sex as a weapon.
Okay, but I wouldn't stay in that relationship. It would be over, immediately. So I wouldn't be torturing them or dragging them along. The relationship would end.
No. We're going slow, but I'm saying you're admitting that.
Yeah, I would just not have sex with them. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say, or can we go back to the phones?
Let's go back to the phones.
Okay. Hold on a second. Terrence, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. He says Trump might be out of here. Check the news, okay? Can you send me a link, sir? Damien, I got your email. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, if there's something going on with Trump, please send me the link. I can't Google right now, okay? Okay, the person says, I called in earlier. Oh, Ray, that's right. Ray, that's her name. Thank you, Ray. Ray hit the nail on the head. Let me go to area code 832. Is that Gangsta of Love tapping in? Gangsta of Love.
Gangsta of Love. What's up, Star? How you doing, big homie? What's up, Sunday?
Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. You know, anytime you got these relationship and love topics, I'm gonna tap in on.
Let's go.
But
let's go.
Yo, should a young man pursue an older woman? Yeah. Absolutely. Why? Because an older woman ain't gonna be scared to go platinum on the mic, and I'm talking in code. She gonna make sure you stay dressed up in some structure.
Right.
You know, she gonna take you to Abercrombie and Finch, put you in some Cohans. I can remember being 18. My partner, his sister was like 25, 26.
Okay.
Her dude was locked up.
Right.
She wanted to have fun, and she was like, hey, I got my boy money. This is what it is. You know, we quote dated for about 3 years.
Right.
Showed me how to work them hips. She had a baby. Showed you how to make love. Showed you how to not ejaculate fast. Like, hey, if you don't come in it, stay in it. Think about basketball dribbling.
Easy with the references. Go ahead.
My bad. And then, you know, when you about to dunk, well, then there it is. But yeah, man, young man should always pursue the older woman. That should be like mandatory, because that's how, you know, you learn how to talk to a woman, caress a woman. And then the bad thing is when she drops you off, when the fun ends, you done fell in love with her. You know, you're supposed to stick to the bro code. You only supposed to be in it 3 times and that's it. But when you get with a grown woman and you're a young dude, it's hard to break out of.
Okay. Sunday, this is Gangsta of Love.
I just wanted to drop that.
Stay there. Do you want to respond Sunday to Gangsta of Love? Not that you have to. Just give me the opportunity.
No, I understand the perspective. Yeah.
Okay. Good to hear from you, Gangsta of Love, man. Salute.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Okay, all right. Hold on, guys. What time is it? Okay, we passed the 2-hour mark. I'm going to keep going. I don't necessarily need to take a break right now. Folks, Jussie Smollett, his conviction has been overturned. In case you don't know, the Supreme Court, via a technicality. Did you send me a link about a technicality Sunday, or was that someone else?
I did. I texted you because I was like late, but
can you tell me what you sent me? I got a bunch of stuff going on here.
No, it wasn't important. I was just saying I'm gonna log in. I just needed a little bit.
Oh, okay. So it had nothing to do with just Jussie Smollett?
No.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm going to bring in area code 864 in a second here. And Uncle Kurt, I got your donation. Thank you for your support. You know what you can do Sunday? Can you Google Jussie Smollett or go to his IG page? See if he has released a statement on Instagram. He's got to be saying something with regards to this story. This is major, trending news. Just want to see if he personally has said anything. Area code 864. Are you there? 864.
Yo, Pete. Yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm all right.
Please watch the language, sir. That's my main concern. The language. All right.
All right, for sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely think that older women is good training ground for younger men. It's definitely good training ground. You get to learn, how a lady should keep her house, all type of stuff that you learn from dealing with an older woman. Right. However, most of the time, I find when you find an older woman dealing with younger dudes, well, she ain't really no good though. She kind of out there. She done tried men, she tried women, just been hurt, and now she just, doing her thing with older dudes. Sometimes they just don't know, they having fun and just don't know.
I ask, how old are you, sir? How old are you?
Say again?
How old are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm 53.
Okay. Sir, you're too old for this conversation, but thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, he's too old for this conversation. Sounds like an older woman did him wrong. I disagree. And salute to Ray. Ray is the woman who we spoke to earlier Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times the old woman is not looking for nothing. Just, hey, it's company. Come on by and, you bring something if you want to, but don't expect, a whole lot of extra stuff. I can appreciate that. Let me go to area code 561. Are you there? Good afternoon. Talking about a few topics. 561.
Good afternoon to you, sir. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Sir, we can barely hear you. You're on a speakerphone. We cannot kill the vibe, sir. You want to call back another time?
How about now? Am I clear to you?
Well, it sounds a little better. How are you,
Clear
sir?
to you now?
There you go.
Clear
Yes,
to you now?
How are you, sir?
How am I sounding to you now, boss? I'm clear to you?
You're good, sir. Where do you want to start?
Outstanding. Good afternoon to you, Star. Excellent show. Excellent show. Good afternoon to you, Sunday, of course.
Okay.
I just wanted to chime in briefly because I think that there's an aspect of this conversation that we're not holding true to a dynamic of, and that's about underperforming men, right? Or even going back to when men first started having sex, when they're losing their virginity. Their point of view is, I'm getting some of that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, me personally, speaking as a young man that took a different position of as far as saying, you know what, I don't want her going out and saying that I underperformed when I did it. And that was the aspect that I had from the very beginning. So when I started to date older women, it was as if I was bringing value addition to them because they were dealing with a bunch of underperformers. Make sense? So when I'm dealing with her now, she's actually having a man that's going to take time with her body. And the fact that I was a youngster doing that, it just kind of paved the way for me to not, it brought a lot of value addition to myself. And it led to me not being a very, promiscuous man.
Okay.
Not a promiscuous young man into not being a promiscuous grown man. And now I'm 44 years old and I can look back and say, hey, I haven't been with a lot of women, but I know that when I'm with a woman, I can please her. I'm bringing value addition to her sexual experience. It's not just her giving me some to where that's where most women have to stand in the whole thing, in the whole ordeal. And then they have to listen to men, older men, that couldn't perform back then, tell them that now that they're older with them, that they don't have the value addition. I've never had that problem. I have women that have told me at 50 that they've never gotten this wet throughout their whole life.
Can I jump in, sir, and ask how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 44 years old.
Okay.
I'm 44. I'm going to be 45 in January.
Okay. And you use the word, hang on a second, you use the word underperforming, correct?
Yes, underperforming.
Okay.
Whether it be
I'm talking about, hang on a second, I'm talking about a more selfish relationship on both parts.
Understood.
Because you see, I mean, it's only going to take one tussle in the sheets to know whether I want to be with her and whether she wants to be with me. All that.
This is all fact.
Hang on. All that long term helping you find your G spot. Nah. I'm not. I'm not trying to do that. Hang on a second, sir. I'll let you speak. I'm not trying to do that. And if you give her a trash tool, then she'll say, "Hey, don't come back here no more." So
exactly.
So this underperforming thing, can you just break that down a little bit more? And Sunday, do you want to chime in?
I think that so generally you hear most older women say that they're dealing with the younger man and they have an opportunity to show him how to move. But again, they're taking advantage of the stamina aspect, supposedly. Now, speaking as a man that never had a stamina issue, even up until me being an older man, it's all about how much you're going to pay attention to this woman. We can stray away from what that value is all we want, but it's always going to circle back to that woman rising to the occasion of how she's interacted with. And that sole responsibility is left still to the man because, again, she could be, you heard the woman say earlier, she was with the younger man and she wasn't as wet, right? She dealt with the older man who was...
Stay with me for a second, sir. Sunday, do you want to... Hang on, sir. Sunday, do you want to respond to what this man is saying? Sure. Sunday.
I guess my response would be like the big difference between entertaining a younger guy versus someone older is that younger guys tend to have like puppy love, blind adoration, where they shower you and enamor you with attention and like you know, the word, like, I feel like they treat you like a high school crush, whereas an older man is way more pragmatic. He's looking at you for what you are, and he's not so easily impressed. And
Okay.
so for me, when I know that a younger man doesn't really know me and he's got like this love bombing effect, that's a huge turn off.
Stop right there. Stop right there. You said love bombing?
Yeah.
That's like a newer term. I've been hearing that over the last 2 years. Love. Let me write that down. Sir, do you want to respond to what Sunday just said?
I'm not familiar with the term love bombing.
Love bombing.
You know, I'm not too into social media. All I'm pretty much, I guess maybe it's more of I must have climbed out of a time machine. I must have climbed out of a time machine because my proficiency as far as how the interaction between men and women have kind of been, you know, reduced to.
Okay.
I'm not on board with that.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't bring that kind of attraction to the woman. I can't just see a lady and she's dancing in something scantily cladded and that's going to do it for me. There has to be a bit more value because my life is more valuable than that.
Okay. Okay.
Makes sense? And where I plan to be and where my legacy will land.
Okay.
You know, having a lady that's on board with that. I mean, look at her facial features.
Are you married yourself, sir? Are you married, or are you some type of life coach?
No, not at all. Not at all. Just on the same journey as you all.
No, sir. You see, with all due respect, I'm not concerned with the bitch's feelings. You sound like you're concerned with.
I could dig it.
You're concerned with how she.
I understand what
feels. Yeah, I'm here to get off, and that's it. When I get off, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah, but eventually that won't be the case. Eventually that won't be the case, though.
No, sir. That's always going to be the case. And when I get to the point where I can't get off anymore, I'm going to get what's called a hospice wife. That's a new term. Hospice wife. So, yeah, but I'm going to finish up. I'm just rambling. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
I understand. But as far as if we're going to talk about and, you know, respect what the creator has provided, you know, I know that you're not on board with that whole concept. I get it because I've been following you long enough. But if we're going to talk about being decent and being upright, knowing that, I know that's not your perspective, but as far as just being in part to what's just due, to having that pussy given to you the right way,
easy
with
the language.
What I'm
easy
talking
language.
about makes sense.
Easy with the language, sir. But thank you.
Pardon my language.
I appreciate the call. Thank you, man. I appreciate the call.
Definitely
Thank you.
listen, man. Thank you.
Salute.
Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Salute.
Yeah. Sunday, what about you? Are you trying to satisfy your lover? We haven't asked you that question yet. Are you trying to make sure that your partner gets off?
I'm single.
That wasn't a question.
If I were in a relationship, I would absolutely please them first. I'm a pleaser. I like to please first. I like to make sure that they're situated. I mean, I've met men where they're like, it takes me a really long time to, you know, climax. And they always say that women just give up. I'm so committed that if I'm with somebody, I'm going to finish the job, regardless of how long it takes. I'm a pleaser. Yeah.
I guess that's a good quality, you know.
I'm just being real.
What's that?
That's why you have me on here. You have me on here to keep it real. Like, if it takes 30 plus minutes,
I want your perspective. I want your perspective, you know.
I'm just keeping it real. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the finisher. Whether she finishes or not, it's not really my concern. But wait a minute. Okay. Florida Boy Jay, you're in the building, sir. We're having a discussion. We have to watch the language. Yes, no, maybe. Florida Boy Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. President, CEO of Real Nigga Network. Tapping in.
Yes, sir.
On the topic, you know, should young men pursue older women?
Yes, sir.
I think it depends on what your interests are as a young man coming up, right? Like, if you are selfish in the bedroom, right? It probably doesn't matter either way because you're just trying to get yours.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. It's irrelevant what the age gap is or what if she's an older or younger because that's irrelevant to what you need to get out of the situation. Try and get your rocks off, right? So if you're dealing with the old, and another thing I want to throw into the conversation, because it sounds like it's a marketing for older women, but I haven't heard one man come on the line or woman yet and tell you what possible downsides there are to it, which would be you ended up, you might be 21, 22, 23 trying to play stepdad, or you're giving her half your check. You're trying to play adult or husband during years where you should, be outside talking to women your age. And sometimes that can warp your view of women, because you might be dealing with an older, more mature woman who's manipulating you and pretty much sucking you dry to your youth. And that can also be a variable, because some of these older women are washed. They are throwaways. They are high mileage. They wild out for the last 13, 14 years.
Good point.
Final form. They might be on some Brittany Renner religious. I got to keep it real, because, we got to, just to keep it, Star, my pedigree, my track record. A lot of these niggas, you got to have some experience to speak on this. And it's a lot of the times where there's some great older women, and I've benefited from older women too. But there's also a segment that have been used and abused and tossed out to the wayside by their age demographic. Now they're reaching back to grab some young, impressionable nigga. And you're teaching him things, you put him on to certain things, but it comes at a cost. And maybe when he tries to do these things on a woman his age, he may freak her out, or he may not be able to relate because she's took his mind so far left that he may not be able to come back to center. Now, I will tell you.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in?
Go ahead.
No, with all due respect, you've laid out some good points, but now you called in yesterday and you told us that a young 24-year-old mammy with her child were inside your apartment. Something happened. Things got to be a little confrontational, and you've been with her for 6 months. That's what you say, yes?
Not been with her exclusively, but I've been dealing with her amongst other women.
You've been dealing with a single mother for 6 months, and you brought her into your home. Into your home.
Yeah, you gotta bring women. I mean, me personally, I bring women into my home. That
I don't bring nobody up into the goddamn home. Take it to the telly, the motel, meet you at your place, but the home. And when you do that, then you have situations like what happened to you. You said the police were almost coming to lock you up, right?
Yeah, that's the potential things you deal with when you have your own spot and you have to use your discernment to invite women over your house. Sometimes, most of the time, it works out.
Let me just finish this up, and then I'll throw it back to you. You see, if you're dealing with a woman in her late 40s, early 50s, okay, she may have an old ass kid, 25, 27, who knows, in his or her 30s, but she's not coming to your home to argue and then bring police. That's my point. Go ahead, finish up, or take your time. And Sunday, you can chime in if you like, but let's just keep it respectful. Well, boy, Jay, you have the floor.
Yeah, I'll take my time. Like I said, I think that's more of dating a single mom conversation than a dating older woman to younger woman conversation, respectfully. Like I said before, I was always taught not to go over a woman's house. You know what I'm saying? So you either have your own place to, invite and host women more than going over their house and get your head blown off because her ex-boyfriend is creeping through the window. So, you know what I'm saying? You always have to take calculated risk as a man. And then number two, like I said before, if you are interested, like I said, when I came through earlier, I spoke on if you just try and get your rocks off. But if you are a man who is interested in pleasing women and being, I guess, high value in the sexual market where you can knock down women, you can, use your pole to, get women to do whatever you want, and that's your thing. You're trying to get your weight up. An older woman is, I think, essential, just like dating maybe a stripper is essential, or dating different women, a different career path, or essentially you get to learn women. And especially with the older one, like I said, like everybody else said, they may teach you certain things. They may advance your game. You may learn how to do certain things. You may learn how to slow down, how to actually focus on your certain pleasing techniques. You know what I'm saying? And how she can slow down your pace, how to, like I said, host, how to treat a woman. If you get the right one, there's always a benefit to that. So I would say there's pluses with it, but there's also negatives that you have to have enough discernment to realize the type
Hang
of
on a
older
second.
woman that you're going to be
If I
dealing
can
with.
ask Sunday, do you want to chime in? We're having a conversation and everybody's taking their turn talking. Florida Boy Jay has put down a different perspective on the topic.
Well, so I feel like this topic
A little closer so we can hear you, Sunday. You're kind of far away.
Oh, well, I was saying, I feel like this topic is kind of geared towards the benefit for the younger man. If I can say, because I've listed a few things, but with Florida Boy Jay deciding to like think outside the box, I think that's a good direction to go in. But I feel like from an older woman's perspective, the only like real benefit to dating a younger guy is to manipulate and use them. Otherwise, I don't see any real value. They gain so much, but what do we get? We're not all looking for stiffies, like stiff ones. And I feel like ultimately, if you find a young guy who has a promising career or future, or maybe he's the son of somebody important, or he's inherited a lot of money, an older woman can very easily manipulate and control that guy because they have sexual prowess, they have a lot of style and finesse. And if I were that type of woman, they would be an easy lick, much easier than an older man. An older man is not an easier lick.
Okay. And let me just say to what you said, yes, the discussion is geared towards young men. That's why it says, should young men pursue older women, not should young men and older women find happiness. No.
Fair enough.
I'm talking to younger men, trying to prepare them, if I can, or at least put something in their minds to say, hey, pursue older women. Now, with all due respect to my homie Florida Boy Jay and his situation, since he put it out there, I think he took a L. Florida Boy Jay, you brought that girl into your home. How old did you say her kid was? The little crumb snatcher?
Four.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If she'd have went up, hold on. If she'd have went upside your head and robbed you, you know, she would have caught herself a lick, and I may have to side with the hoe, man, which is something I don't usually do. You brought her into your home, my nigga. Go ahead. You take it from there.
Yeah. Like I said before, the only L that could have got took is if I would have ended up in the steel cuffs. Once again, like I said earlier, you know, we can laugh. This is a funny situation.
Oh, it's funny.
But
it's funny.
This is a funny situation, no doubt. But I also want to have want to draw the awareness to that men, when you do have women over your house, whether you have had them over for 6 months and no incidents, or they're fine and everything is dandy, which was the case, and one day they start short-circuiting, even if they're in your home, as a man, you really don't have any rights. You really can't defend yourself. You really have to be stabbed. I know people who have died from getting stabbed, getting an open wound, a nigga get an artery hit and he bleeds out. So a lot of the times when a woman is going haywire in your home, you can't even call the cops on her half the time because you might get taken to jail. So the only L you can take when a woman is getting irate in your home is to diffuse the situation without police involved. And I just want that to be the lesson overhead when, you know, situations like that.
I hear you. Hey, man, anything else you want to chime in on? Justice Smollett, conviction overturned, Florida Boy Jay?
Yeah, not just Democrats trying to pretty much clean up the last of their dealings and, you know, sweep the floors and do their last little favors, just get kicked out of the White House. And finally, before I end the point, Sunday pretty much closed out the last topic with the men pursuing older women, where you will be getting manipulated either financially, sexually, energy-wise. And like I said, unless you are a younger man who is using the older woman to get sexual advancement techniques, or you're just trying to, you know, bust up water, because at the end of the day, as a man, no matter what guys say this or that, when women start saying the same positive things about you repetitively, about the same techniques or same things you do in the bedroom, then that's going into your credential bag. That's going into your little pocket of, okay, I know what I'm good. I know this, I know that. Once you start getting a hang of things and you can start just having your program laid out right because you know what to do in the bedroom, that's how you master the women's body. That's the key. If that's your goal, that's the key, and that's what you're accomplishing if you may be dealing with the older women on that type of time. And I'll close it out on that.
I appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. Florida Boy Joe.
Absolutely.
I have a random comment.
What's that?
I have a comment after you finish. I have a comment after you finish. Well, like if just a little.
Hold on a second, guys. Can you hear Sunday? You're a little low to me. I want to make sure that you're being heard.
Okay.
Can you guys hear Sunday?
Can you hear me now?
Volume seems to go down at times.
Can you hear me
you were
now?
saying now? Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Just a little free game for any women that are watching that would like to date a younger guy. If he doesn't have a dad, that would be an easy lick. But if he has a father like Star, you're screwed. You're not getting nothing out of him. Somebody that's teaching him game, you're not going to get far. I think the dude that Drea is with has no dad. There's no way a schooled father would let him date an old woman, and then he signs a contract and has a baby.
You keep going back to this woman, Drea. I'm not familiar with her situation. Drea, what's her last name? Michelle?
Drea Michelle is an Instagram model, right?
I know who she is.
She's a beautiful biracial 40-year-old woman. I think she's actually 40 now. And her boyfriend
she's
is
pretty. We don't know if she's beautiful inside and outside. She's 39.
I mean, just
she's
like physically. She goes to the
she's
gym.
got 2 kids.
Plump.
And is she engaged to this guy, Jalen Green? Because I was asking you weren't sure.
Yeah, she is engaged, but this is the tricky, messy thing about her situation. The same time that she gave birth to her child to this young man, he already had an infant. So she is the second baby mother. He already had an infant. So he left that situation and quickly jumped in with her. And he's advancing with her, but who knows how long it'll last. But I'm willing to bet that he doesn't have a father that is knowledgeable, because he could have prevented that. I really think that, for any woman that wants to date a young guy that has, promising prospects in the future, if he's got a father, it's not going to work out. But if he doesn't,
well, hang on. We don't know his father situation. The woman that he left, was she younger than Drea Michelle?
Yes.
Okay.
They were both young.
Okay, you seem to be trashing Drea Michelle. I know nothing about her other than the fact that she's attractive. She's got 2 kids, 39 years of age last time I checked. And okay, so maybe he's upgraded with Drea Michelle. Maybe he left the younger woman. Drea's older, more knowledgeable, and they might be okay. Why do you seem to think it's not going to work out? You've been saying that pretty consistently. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Let me see how many children Drea Michelle has. She has 3 children, Star, not 2.
Okay.
She has 3 children. That's from 3 different men. That's why I don't think it's going to work out. So in my mind, when a woman can just jump ship repeatedly and constantly start over and constantly start families, they don't have the wherewithal to be faithful, consistent, and diligent in that relationship. If you just continuously repeat the same mistakes over and over again, you're going to get the same result. That is a bad track record. That tells me that there is doom and gloom in the future. I don't want to be the negative Nancy here, but a woman like that with 3 kids, I don't think so. No way. I think that she has, just any woman who's been married multiple times, has children from different people, any woman with that track record is a high risk situation. That's how I feel.
Has she been married, Drea Michelle? She's been married. I know nothing about her.
Not to my knowledge. To my knowledge, she had children from athletes. No marriage until this engagement.
Well, let's pull away from her, because this show isn't about her. I'm talking about young men in general pursuing older women. And until she and that guy get married, if they get married, we just don't know. Stacy Glore sends a donation. As a middle-aged woman, I need guys in their 20s to rearrange my furniture and guys over 50 to give me good investment and business advice. Thank you, Stacy Glore. Professor Zoom says, from experience, older women were attracted to my sexual energy and physical prowess. From them, I learned what I liked and how to please women. Hey, you see, I can respect these guys who are talking about pleasing a woman. I'm not one of those guys. You said something about me teaching a son. I don't have any biological sons. So, I don't know.
I was saying hypothetically, if a woman was looking to date a younger man.
I don't do hypotheticals. People know I don't do hypotheticals.
Okay.
If I have a son, who knows? I'll probably feel and think different, but I don't have a son. I've never been married. I can say honestly, if I can just throw this out there, I don't bend to a woman the same way a man does who has children with a woman. So I don't have to do a hypothetical. I've never been in that position. Right now, I can tell a female, F you, bitch, and stand on it. Don't ever call me and never speak to her again. Now, if I had a baby with a female, more than likely I would have to endure some of the nonsense that these guys do, but I've never been in that position. So therefore, sexually, yeah, it's about me. I'm here to get off, and when I no longer get off, this is over. Doesn't make me a bad guy. But that's just how I move, That's how I move. You got time for more calls? We've ran past the 2-hour mark. You got time?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, this is the objective perspective, and Sunday's giving her perspectives, and I welcome your perspectives as well. Shaquem tapping in. Any man led by a woman's guaranteed to fail. Okay. Would that also be young boys being raised by single mothers? They're guaranteed to fail? I don't agree with that, sir. I don't agree with that. Is it Tobias? I do not see a message, but thank you for your donation. If I said your name right, hopefully I did. Vicky, hold on a second. Your payment failed. Vicky, is everything okay? I'm not sure what's going on. I'll check my Cash App. Let me go to area code 256. Good evening. Are you there? 256.
Yes, sir. What's going on, big dog?
Hey, man.
This is Tobias. I just sent you one on the Cash App.
Thank you. I just have to say, please watch the language, please. All right?
Of course.
Yeah. What do you want to start with, sir?
The couple things I want to get to, big man.
Go ahead.
First and foremost, to Miss Sunday. Gracious, you're very graceful in the way you present yourself. And any man, whether they're young or old, should be happy to have them put you on their arm and walk around with their head stuck up and their chest held high. You know what I'm saying? In reverse, if you know what I'm saying, because they don't even get that. It went over their head. But I'm saying that to say this. The reason why you're having these little mishaps in these conversations is because you are a different caliber of woman talking to a different caliber of men. So they won't understand your perspective on what you're saying. In my estimation, I've been at 42 years of age with older women as well as younger women. I've noticed two key things.
Sir, I have to jump in, sir. You're 42. I mean, unless you're going to tell us about you as a younger man, you've already called in simping for Sunday. You don't know what time. Hang on a second, sir. Don't try and clown the men and say Sunday's a different caliber and we don't understand. Come on, man. That's simp talk, homie. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Well, okay. If it is simp talk, then let's call it a spade. It is simp talk, but sometimes you got to have that simp talk to get across to the other talk. So I would still stand on that. And sometimes you got to play a role in order to get what you want. So if it's going to be all about me, I got to make sure me is able and capable of presenting themselves to the female to where she would want me. Sometimes you have
Can you take us back, sir, to when you were younger? Because, again, you're an older man. I respect that. Thank you for your donation. But the topic, the focus is, should young men pursue older women? Young men, sir.
Yes, sir. They definitely should. An older woman will season you up. An older woman will give you game. An older woman will show you how to wash your ass.
Yeah.
An older woman will teach you different spirituality things that you didn't get when you were just growing up with mama in that church. An older woman will show you different perspectives on life, on how to treat a woman. And so the next juncture, you will be the one that's in the driver's seat, so to speak, because you've gotten the game from a woman, not from a younger lady.
There you go. I appreciate your call, sir. And can I ask you to go simp in Sunday's Cash App? It's at the top of the live chat. Thank you, sir.
Will do. Will do.
Yeah. Go on over there and simp. I'll try and call here and talk about we wouldn't understand. Hold on a second, guys. Let me just change my show in here for a second. I see you folks in the live chat. Sit tight. And I see you in the queue. I'm gonna make sure I'm promoting my sponsors. Where is Andre Tattoos? Hold on a second. Coming up also Hudson Tubbs. And folks, if you want to be a sponsor on this show, reach out via email. Okay, we're doing some specials for the next 3 days on all new. Hold on a second. On all new advertisers and sponsors. thehater1964@yahoo.com. That's my email address. I say again, thehater1964@yahoo.com. All right, let's go to area code 678. Did I speak to this person already? 678. Please watch the language.
Hey, what's going on?
Please watch the language. Yes, sir.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
Okay, no problem. What's going on, Star? What's going on Sunday?
What's cracking, man?
Hey.
Not much, man. So I'm a 32-year-old black male.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't think younger men. Well, I'll say this: older women are not really good for anything. But if you want to have some new sexual relations with them, that's about it.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think they offer too much value because, you know, man, they're past their youth. You know, I think men generally we value youth and beauty. You know, me personally, I don't really care about a woman's asset or whatever. I really honestly could care less about that. So
how old are you, sir? Did you say, and I didn't hear you? How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay. Continue on.
Yeah. And then also with the age, women that are older that I've experienced, some of them are very lonely. You know, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, like, you know, what he used to teach, I see it unfolding in real time. You know, a lot of them real lonely. They cause blowing my phone up, you know, because they lonely and all that. And I'm like, you know, it's sad to be honest. It's not even funny, you know. It's sad, and I think the older generation of women should tell the truth to these younger women and tell them like it's not gonna be hot girl summers for the rest of your life. You need to get you a good guy and settle down, because at the end of it, it's bad. Trust me.
Stay with me, sir. Stay with me. I appreciate the call, but now you see, that's the whole point I'm trying to make here. Yes, she's past her prime. Now, they're all vanity driven, including the ones that we come from. But when they get past that prime, that mouth, it gets smaller, all that back talking and all that sassiness, white, black, and Hispanic, Asian, all of them. And they should become more agreeable. Would you not agree? Agreeable.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So hang on a second, sir. Let me just lay this out and I'll let you land your plane. So when you're more you're more agreeable, you know, I'm coming through. It might be on a drunk night, you know, in my 20s, I'm coming through on a drunk night. I'm coming through with some of this yayo in my pocket, you know.
Yeah.
And I just want to get a little freaky now, you know. And then when I finish, I'm going to take my ass on home and you don't have to look through my phone, and I damn sure ain't looking through yours. And that's the arrangement. Anything wrong with that?
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, get them on a slow Tuesday night, you know?
Yeah.
You know, or a slow Sunday
Can you imagine, sir, you going to see one of these young Miami types, you know, and you just want to go smash. You just smoke some chronic, whatever. You want to go smash, and she talking about, I just got my nails dead and I got my hair in the bonnet. No, you got to come back another day. Come back, baby. Bitch, I'm lit. I'm high as hell.
Yeah. Right.
Now, hang on a second. You said that older women are blowing up your phone. That's what you said.
This one I'm talking to recently. Yeah, she blows up my phone, and I could tell she's lonely. And it's just
Yes.
And I got a homeboy going through the same thing with a older chick. It's just it's kind of sad, man. Like I said, I believe that.
Well, hang on a second. How old is she? You say you're 30 what now? How old is she?
I'm 32. I think this lady, she never told me her age.
What do you think? 50
directly, but
50 what? 50.
I want to say she's probably like 55.
Yeah,
over 55, pushing 60. Yeah, I mean,
how many times have you piped her down, sir? How many times have you piped her down?
You know what's crazy? I went over her crib the other night, and I spent the night with her. She didn't let me pipe.
Okay, well.
And then the next day she gonna talk about some. You know how hard it was for me not to hop on you and all. But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You in the words of the great Kevin Samuel, you should be giving it away at that point, lady. Are you crazy? Now,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you land your plane. Okay. Don't you take your ass over there if you're not gonna pipe her down. Don't you go over there, cuddling with an older woman. Listening to her war stories, going over there and pipe her down, wake up, make sure she got some sunny side eggs, toast and orange juice, and then you go and get up out of there and you tell her, hey, the next time I see you, I'm coming to pipe you down, and that's it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're good for a good meal too.
Yeah. Bitch, I'm coming over there for some country eggs and some hash. I'm gonna pipe you down, and then I got to get in the wind, bitch. You feel me?
Got to go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your call, sir.
Hey, one more thing, Star.
Go ahead.
Jussie Smollett is a liar and a nigger.
Yeah, that's a fact. But he's free now, sir. He beat the case. We have to give him that. Beat the case.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Thank you, man. Salute.